Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss lesson 5, that is periodic classification of elements. Okay, as you all know, this belongs to 10th class. Okay, first of all we should know what the classification is. As the chapter name indicates, we are going to discuss classification. First of all we should know what the classification is. And why do we do classification? We should know these things. After that, we will be able to understand this chapter. Let's study classification. Classification means making groups of things having similar properties. Making groups of things having similar properties. That is classification. Then why do we do classification? This is our next concern, that we should know why do we do classification. This can be understood with the help of an example. Suppose we go to a chemist shop and ask the shopkeeper to give you a medicine. Suppose you asked for crocin. The shopkeeper immediately goes into his shop and immediately find it out and hand it over to you. But if you are asked to find the medicine yourself from his shop, can you find that out? No, you cannot. You cannot find out, because he has arranged the medicine in a particular groups in his shop. The groups, he made some groups. The groups may be based on the name of the company of the medicine, or the name of the, we can say, the disease for which the medicine is, or the group based on the name of the medicine. He has done grouping. The grouping made his job easier. He went inside the shop and find out the medicine. Similarly, the scientists discovered many elements in the past. They studied their properties. And it was very difficult job to remember the properties of all the elements. So the scientists thought that we should classify the elements. We should make some groups so that their properties can be studied easily. And the first attempt was made by the scientist Daubernier. He made triads. And it was 1817. He was a German scientist. Triad. What is a triad? Triad means group of 3 elements. Tri means 3. Triad means group of 3 elements. Daubernier made triads. He made 3 triads. When he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. Look at this. Lithium having atomic mass 7. Sodium having atomic mass 23. Then potassium 39. Increasing order of their atomic mass. Increase हो रहा है, देखो. First it is 7, then it is 23, then it is 39. When he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses, he arranged them so that the atomic mass of the middle element, that is sodium, atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the average mass of these two. Let us find it out. For example, we know that the atomic mass of sodium is 23. How did he calculated it? We are saying that the average mass of remaining two, lithium, that is having atomic mass 7, and potassium having atomic mass 39. The average can be find out by dividing the sum with 2. That is 46 upon 2. When you divide 46 with 2, you get 23. It means he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses and made triads such that the atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the average mass of the remaining two. In this way, he made three triads. First was lithium, sodium, potassium. Second was calcium, strontium, barium, and third was chlorine, bromine, and iodine. He followed the same pattern as he did in the first case. He similarly made three triads, but he could not say anything about the rest of the elements. He made just three triads. He just made three triads. This was his chief drawback. This was his chief drawback, that he could make only three triads. He could not say anything about the properties of the rest of the elements. Then the scientists tried to overcome the drawbacks that were in the classification of the Daubeney. The second scientist who tried to classify the element was Newland. Who was the scientist? Newland. He made Newland's law of octave. Law of octave. Octave means 8. Newland is the name of the scientist. In 1866, an English scientist, that is Newland, he was from England. He tried to classify the elements according to his own method. When he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses, he also arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. He found that the properties of every eighth element were similar to the properties of the first. Properties of every eighth element were similar to the properties of first elements. That's why it is called law of octave. Let's study with example. We are having elements hydrogen, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. Then fluorine, sodium, then magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, and I think sulfur. Yes, we just wrote two lines. For example, let's talk about the lithium. One element first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. It means when he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses, he found that the properties of eighth element, that is sodium, were similar to the properties of the first element, that is lithium. It means they were arranged in a same group. In this way, he classified the elements with the help of a law of octave. Next, chlorine, then potassium, then calcium. These were the a few elements which were classified by him. Then after that, we have to study the drawbacks of Newland's law of octave. After that, we have to study the drawbacks of the Newland's law of octave. The first drawback that was in the classification of the Newland was that this law of octave was applicable only up to calcium. This was not applicable after the calcium. This was the first drawback. Then second was, he assumed that only 56 elements are there. No more element would be discovered in the near future. He assumed that. As you all know, today we know 118 elements. He assumed that only 56 elements would be there. No element would be discovered in the near future. But it was not true. In future, so many elements were discovered and still the discoveries are going on. New elements are discovered and made. This was his second drawback. Third thing that he did was that he also put two elements in the same slot to adjust their position in his table. He arranged two elements in the same slot. For example, cobalt and nickel. He put cobalt and nickel in this group. According to law, there should be just one element, but he put two elements in the same slot. This was his next drawback. This was his next drawback. This was all about the Daubernier's triads and then Newland's law of octave. Now let us discuss the questions which are there in your book. First is, did Daubernier's triad also exist in columns of Newland octave? Daubernier's triads. Yes, look at this line. Lithium, sodium, potassium, which is also the Daubernier triad. It is also there in the columns of the Newland. Yes, it is before your eyes. The Newland's law of octave, his columns also contain the triads which were made by the Daubernier. This was the answer of your first question. Then the second question is, what were the limitations of Daubernier's classification? We already studied about them. His chief classification was he could make only 3 triads. He could not say anything about the rest of the elements. This was his chief drawback. The next question is, what were the limitations of Newland's law of octave? We just studied the limitations of the Newland's law of octave. This was the first chapter, first lecture of the lesson number 5. With second lecture we will meet soon. Until that, bye bye.